Well, obviously it's every kid's dream to become an AFL player.
And that's a much-needed goal for O'Driscoll and for WA.
Aidan O'Driscoll was competing for a spot in the 2023 AFL draft.
Aidan O'Driscoll is clearly the best athlete in the pool.
The Western Bulldogs have selected Aidan O'Driscoll from Perth.
I was like, this is actually real now. I'm an AFL player. This is who I am.
Aidan was drafted at 18 years of age, but the dream didn't last. Months into his new AFL career, Aidan suffered a life-changing hit in a practice match.
First quarter, I kicked a goal, was feeling good, and then second quarter, got the hit, got the knock right behind the ear. It actually left a fracture behind my ear as well. I had a seizure and woke up in the ambulance.
In April 2024, almost 3 months after the injury, Aidan fronted an AFL medical panel, tasked with assessing whether he was safe to return to play games. The report said,
Aidan has more microhemorrhages than the panel has seen in other athletes with concussion. The panel recommends that Aidan should not return to contact sport in the future.
And I was like, this is it. Like, I'm done. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, why is life being so cruel to me?
Is it something you're still wrestling with today?
Yeah. That's caused me a lot of grief, for sure. Sorry.
Surrounded by his Bulldogs family, Aidan said goodbye.
I've worked so hard my whole life, and to have my dreams shattered in the blink of an eye.
I couldn't get up some mornings. I felt that horrible and I just felt not myself. Like I get pain in the back of my head most days and the dizziness.
Aidan received a football-ending injury payment of over $150,000. But like many brain-injured footballers, is exploring compensation options for future losses.
Peter, how you going? Aidan, nice to meet you.
Grab a seat.
And player advocate Peter Jess is helping him do it.
Let's have a look at the stuff.
There's 2 key avenues for AFL players to get compensation for loss of future earnings due to injury. Players have had the option to claim for head trauma-related injury through the AFL Players Association Super Fund, AMP, which offers insurance through Zurich, Australia. And in May last year, the AFL Players Association also created a new severe injury benefit fund, capped at $600,000 per player. Aidan's claim for that severe injury benefit fund payout has been knocked back due to his failure to demonstrate a permanent impairment of cognitive function and reduced working capacity.
The basis of them rejecting the SIB is farcical.
Aidan had new brain scans done earlier this year. Neurosurgeon Dr. Richard Parkinson reviewed them.
It looks like there's probably a fracture there. And there's these little hemorrhages inside the brain, in the area of the brain here called the temporal lobe. Here, 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 here and here, and there's probably one here and possibly one there as well, indicating a significant head injury.
Dr. Parkinson says Aidan's brain injury could be permanent.
You might see impairment in memory, higher functioning or reasoning. Occasionally you can see difficulties with vision, and quite often you can get severe headaches, which can be quite bad on their own.
Peter Jess is helping Aidan to appeal the Players Association decision to knock back his claim for the Severe Injury Benefit Fund.
The AFL goes into big tobacco mode: deny, defend and delay.
The Players Association didn't respond to questions regarding Aidan's case, saying it is a private matter. But in a statement, the Players Association said footballers' health, safety and well-being continues to be their highest priority. The AFL declined an interview and didn't respond to questions. The other common avenue of compensation has been insurance. Adriana Oreskov made a name for herself lodging total and permanent disability claims through players' super funds.
What I've seen is sensitivity to light, sensitivity to sound, mood swings. I've had a few players where they've had a lot of concussions, randomly black out.
Adriana Oreskov helped former West Coast Eagles rookie Patrick Bynes secure a $500,000 payout. Bynes suffered a head and neck injury during a game in mid-2019.
I woke up the next day just completely couldn't move in bed.
Like Aiden, Patrick was at the start of his career.
I had 2 collapsed discs, which ended up in a spinal fusion, and also I've had about 29 procedures since then, all through the years. My most recent one a couple months ago. Probably the last 4 or 5 years I've really sort of spent it in my room. I haven't done too much.
Unable to work, Patrick Bynes successfully won a payout from his super fund.
When that came through, it was just, it was life-changing to me because I was able to actually get that treatment and get, the support and help that I needed.
Aiden still has a shot at getting compensation through his super fund AMP, but for future players, it's a different story. As of last week, AFL players are no longer able to claim for head trauma through their super fund. AMP was providing coverage through insurance firm Zurich. But on May 1st, Zurich stopped coverage for head injuries. And AMP says not a single insurer was willing to fill the gap. An AMP spokesperson said, "Our thoughts are with the players and families affected by these injuries. Unfortunately, no insurer was able to provide cover for these injuries."
The players are angry, confused, they feel vulnerable because they are now fearful to go out and play.
Last week, more than 6 years since his injury, Patrick Bynes was awarded a Players Association payout through the Severe Injury Benefit Fund. With a new gap in coverage in players' superannuation insurance, he says the AFL could do more.
I think it's a massive issue, and I think, the Players Association and the AFL really need to figure this out. No player knows when they're going to get injured, that's the thing, and no player thinks they're going to be impacted for life.
Zurich's decision came amid an escalating AFL head trauma crisis. There's around 100 footballers currently suing the AFL in a class action.
When we talk about the game is the players. If you have this body of young men who put their lives at risk, the AFL must have a system that protects them. What I'm fighting for is justice. And simply at this moment, the AFL presents as one of the worst employers that I've seen.
I feel like the AFL need to step in. I feel like they need to help us pass players out a lot more than they have been.